Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep, welcome back to the Butcher Circus. Today we're gonna go into a match, a few actions in, so I've already acted twice and my opponent just used his third action. What's going on here is that I'm playing the Goliath comp for today and our opponent here, Luxie, is playing kind of a weird team, but it's a mix and match between DOT and just pure damage. And it's not one of the like traditional teams where you really know that it's like gonna do stress, DOT, or just mark damage. It's kind of an interesting one, so it should do for a pretty novel matchup. So with the Goliath comp, what happened here was the Man-at-Arms went for a Rampart on my Crusader, and then the Plague Doctor just went for Plague Grenade, and after that the Grave Robber went for a Panic Darts onto my Crusader. So the Crusader is having a horrible time, and the Jester was unable to drop Battle Bout. So overall, not a great situation, but that might be about to change because we are dropping a Holy Lance crit onto the Plague Doctor. Now, those of you that are more savvy into how the Goliath comp works will know that it has a horrible time trying to reach position 4. The only ways that it has to reach position 4 are Holy Lance, Sniper Shot, and Finale, so getting kills against the position 4 character is quite difficult because you also don't have pulls to deal with that, so it is definitely on the rough side when you do play against the Plague Doctor. It's one of the rare damage teams that actually doesn't like facing the Plague Doctor at all. But we're still gonna try making our way through it, and we're still gonna try winning. So, my plan here was basically to focus on that Plague Doctor a bit, make sure that she doesn't stay comfortable in the back. I can always drop a Sniper Shot, I can get a death blow because I do have the finisher on my Arbalest, and my Jester and the Crusader and Leper are just gonna try getting a kill on this Leper soon, I mean on the Flagellant sooner rather than later. So here I go for a heal, which I was just hoping it would do enough damage. I was really hoping it would do enough so the Flagellant would drop down to 0, and then I would be able to get a kill with a Dirk Stab, because I did get to go second, which sometimes is good, and sometimes it's bad. Most of the time it's bad when you're playing a damage team, but if you want to wait out actions, it's best for the damage teams in a situation like this. It's best to go second. So seeing that I was unable to drop the Flagellant down to 0 between the bleed and the heal, I was hoping that my Sniper Shot would get a kind of a min roll or a high roll or even a crit onto that Grave Robber, so I could drop her down to 0 and then just get the immediate death blow with the Dirk Stab. It is definitely an interesting matchup here because the Flagellant being in position 2 is kind of a risky place for him to be in, and then the other two characters are very squishy, so I am able to get a lot of kills. But here, Luxie makes probably one of the weirdest decisions in the game, not going for Exsanguinate first, like while you're even guarded. And I just decided to drop a Finale on the Plague Doctor because she still had her HP, she wasn't bleeding down to 0, I don't have any reach position for, so if I just take her out, I can basically have -1 heal in the match, so we take those. The Flagellant does have Gauntlet of Absolution, so you could have dropped a Redeem on the Plague Doctor if you really wanted to, and that's basically my rule of thumb, redeems before Exsanguinates, but Luxie wanted to go with that Exsanguinate, so now I will be forced to either go for a heal with the Arbalest to cure the bleed, because it's gonna hurt a lot, or I'll heal myself with the Leper, or you know, I could just stay at this door and be insanely greedy if I do want to try that. So I will say that I was kind of multitasking throughout this match, so that's why you might see that some actions that don't look too special might take ages, because I'm gonna go for a stunning blow here. I mean, what else was I gonna do? I could have gone for a heal, or I could have gone for my Crusader action. If I were to click the Crusader, there was no reason to think for this song. There was only one viable action, going for the stun, even if it is quite a risky stun. So now I'm gonna get hit by a Panic Darts. I do not get death blowed by the 25%, which I'm quite happy about, and I could go Virtuous here, but I go Irrational, which is the worst. Now, getting a Virtue here would have been amazing, but it could have at the same time not really have impacted too much, because the Grave Robber could have just gotten the death blow on me next round or something of the likes. But speaking of death blows, I roll for a 50-50 on that Grave Robber, and I sadly don't get the death blow, which is a big sadly. And here I just look at the Flagellant HP and I think like dopamine. I just see 14 to 26. Wait, does that mean I can get him? And I saw the crit chance, like, wait, that's a good crit chance. And I just went for the chop, like, oh yes, let's get that Flagellant. I just thought, I know, screw it, screw the heals, let's be greedy, and I'm gonna pay for it, obviously. I'm gonna get deathload by the 45%, so that is goodbye to my labor with 2 solemnities still up, and at least the bullet gets the 65% death blow, so now that is no longer a grave robber for my opponent. However, look at this. There is method to my madness. If the Crusader didn't move back, or did a pass or something stupid, I can go for a stun, get the stun, which is a very likely event, with, you know, it's a 65, it's still quite likely. Keep in mind the Flagellant has more stun resistance while he's at Death's Door, and now I can go for the Dirk Snap Death Blow, but I do not get it, which is gonna make this match a hell of a lot more interesting, because right now Luxie has a few decisions to make. Thing is, the Flagellant is not in danger at this precise moment, and I'm quite surprised that Luxie saw it, because this is a person that doesn't even play with your Circus. I'm even surprised they have gone to the Web Solution, because he plays like a match every 2 weeks or something. So, noticing that the Flagellant wasn't in any immediate danger, he just goes for the death blow onto my Crusader instead, which is definitely a great play, and something that a lot of people will not notice. So my Crusader here moves back instead of forward, which is sad, but I get a double Rally to the Flame crit heal, so I will take that. That is quite a good thing to get. But at this point, the Flagellant can go for a heal with either his Exsanguinate or with the Redeem. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, double crit heal. I mean, crit hit and crit heal after double crit heal with Rally to the Flame. So that is definitely something that should be mentioned, considering that the Exsanguinate wasn't even a confirmed hit chance. And you might be thinking, oh, well, Shep isn't even moving his mouse because he's just so shocked about what just happened. And the truth is, no, I wasn't. I wasn't even here. I didn't even see that during the actual match. I was getting myself a piece of cake instead of actually playing. I was like just rushing through the house, and how I noticed that happened was because I looked at the Flagellant HP. I was like, 30? I thought he had minus healing on him. And I just noticed, oh, he must have gotten a crit heal. I very briefly looked at the Jester Bleed. I saw that it was 9 by 14. 9 points for 4 rounds, so he definitely must have gotten hit with that. And I end up just going for a heal because I don't want to get bled down to 0 HP and just go for a Harvest instead. Now, the reason I go for a Harvest is because the Bleed is a lot better than the Dirk Snap here. It just has a lot more value to it, even if I do get hit by a Riposte. So I'm gonna move back here with the Arbol just to put her back in a position where she wants to be, and to put my Crusader in a position where he can stun, which is really what he wants, right? So I do get hit by the punish. I will be down to 0 with Irrational, so this isn't a great situation, especially when Irrational goes for an act out. But it goes for the correct act out. Literally could not have been better, so good job, Irrational Crusader. You've been doing very well. He moved back when it was okay, because that allowed me to get a bullet death blow, I believe. And he also got a double crit heal. Like, this has been a very solid Irrational so far, I'll say. It's almost been beneficial to me. When it could have mattered with that minus 10% damage, going for the stun on the Flagellant, which had like 4 to 6 and I dealt 6, it still didn't matter, I just got lucky, but there was too much lack of justice in this route, so the Crusader is finally gone. However, we get a Sniper Shot crit. The crit wasn't necessary, but we do get it. I will say, this might have been a misplay by Luxie not to go for a guard, because if you do go for a guard here, I'm forced to hit into a lot of protection, into Riposte, and it would be very difficult for me to get a kill on the Flagellant. And now you have, get a kill, I mean, it would be impossible for me to get a kill on the Flagellant, it would be very difficult for me to get a kill on the Man-at-Arms. And now what's happening here is that we have a really close match, because if this was played picture perfect by Luxie, he could have made use of the Reclaim, could have made use of the 2 Redeems that he still had, and with Reclaim and Redeems, there was absolutely no way I would be able to break through the defenses that Luxie has here with the characters that I had at the time. But then again, the Crusader could still be alive, so you never know, you never really know. But this is still gonna end up being a really close match, because right now I have a Jester at this store, I have an Arbalist at 31 HP, and this is a Porcupine Man-at-Arms. Usually Porcupine Man-at-Arms is not that good, but when you only have 1 healer, and your characters are already all at this store or close, it's not too good, especially when you get deathblood by a 25% on the Riposte. So There was like essentially a max roll on the first repulse on the Arbalest, and the second one was a kill onto my Jester, and the Man-at-Arms still has 24 HP, because of course, even though I dropped the Harvest on him, we have to remember that the Flagellant, when he died, just gave him an extra 10 HP, because just Flagellant things, right? So I do get lucky enough to get a crit heal here with the Arbalest, and we have to remember, which is one of the most important things at this point, is that Luxie has Rampart. If he wants to, he can use Rampart on the corpse and push it back, but if he does that, I will probably just drop a Bola, because since he got to go first round 1, he's not really... I mean, he is able to disrupt my heal, so he could technically drop a Rampart, but there wasn't really enough time for it because he has to bring the Retribution back up, so he just decided to go Retribution Command, and since the Crusader died round 7, I was aware of this at the time. Since he was gone by round 7, his corpse will disappear by round 12. So now I'm stuck to 17 HP, exact same as Luxie, but Luxie has Riposte with Shield Spike, which is really freaking strong. But what I have on my side is 5% base protection, decent bleed resistance, which isn't really working out too well for me, and I have the crazy broken Arbalest Bola crit chance with the piercing coil as well, and the finisher. I have the finisher. I am the one with the finisher in this match, and I do a lot more direct damage than Luxie does here, so he really has to rely on the Riposte to actually just do enough. But it does do enough this time, and we are both gonna go down to this door. So Luxie right now has a 15% chance of getting a death blow on me, which is scary. Have a look at my mouse. Have a look at the mouse cursor. Yeah, look at it, going a little bit of a twitch to the side because I was scared of it. And yeah, the Rampart did not get the death blow, and now if I hadn't gotten it, it would have been a 30%. And then a 55, I mean, then a 30, and then a 45 from the following action, because he basically gets twice the actions. And that was still GG because the finisher did pay off. So I'm really an advocate for finisher Arbalest in the Goliath comp. I feel like it's just awesome. Getting the kill on the Grave Robber, getting the kill on the Man-at-Arms here, just honestly, you can't go wrong with it. You need a secondary finisher if you do want to play it correctly. So yeah, anyway, hope y'all enjoyed today's match. I definitely did. Big GG's to Luxie, it was an epic one, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers.